Hey guys, I am livid. Ooh, child. Ilhan Omar is a terrorist. She is. She's a terrorist. And she's not just anti-Semitic. She hates Americans too. She hates the president. She's saying that he's inciting violence and hate and fueling stuff, and that he's trying to cause a war when she's the one that's saying these things and trying to cause a war. She had spoken at a Muslim advocacy something another group, I don't know, and she trashes President Trump. There are people who are protesting the rally, which is, I'm trying to find the clip on YouTube because I saw the clip on Axe Truth. I recommend you watching some of his stuff. He's got some entertaining things sometimes, but he does make some good points. He was showing the clip of Ilhan Omar. I really don't like her. Saying basically that the president is fueling hate. He's trying to start a war against the Muslims, and that they need to do something about it, and that they need to rise up. And in my opinion, she's giving them the call to start a war with the president and our country because we're not doing so good for the Muslims. And there were protesters outside of the place, and this is what ABC decides to cover, that the protesters who were there to come against Ilhan, to say, and they're like, yes, and they're doing it because she's a Muslim and a black woman who, poor thing, they're just attacking her because of her race and because she's a woman, and, you know, not because of what she's freaking saying. She's a terrorist. Like, I don't say that lightly, okay? I don't have a problem with, you know, the Muslim religion, whatever. From what I understand, I actually know someone who I've talked to in detail about it, and she was able to answer a bunch of questions. This was like way back when. And she was saying that the Muslim community was really mad with the extremist, but I feel like Ilhan is an extremist. I really do. And to me, for her to come to this country and start saying the things that she's saying about our president and our country, it's like, woman, go back home. You do not, like, you got to come here because of the American dream and all the things and whatever, and you're complaining that we're not doing enough for you. This is the land of the free. If you're not, you know, you don't feel like we're giving you enough stuff, then go back, leave. But peace out. I don't want a terrorist in our country. I don't want her here because she's causing problems. She's causing problems. And it's not because she's black. It's not because she's a woman. It's not because she's a Muslim. It's because she's saying horrific things, trying to divide our country. She's an anti-Semite. Yes, she is. Whatever. And nonetheless, she doesn't like, she doesn't want certain things or whatever, and she's going about it in a really bad way. She's a nasty woman. She is a nasty woman. Yeah, she's very pretty, okay? That's why she gets worse. That's why she's gotten where she is. She's very pretty, and she uses her gender and her race and her religion in her favor so that, you know, she's got the biggest minority card. I've talked about this before in A Cautionary Tale. I would recommend watching that if you haven't seen it, about the Me Too movement. Basically just saying that, like, of course, we're going to have nothing but in the future women who are the biggest minorities, whatever, or if it is a man, you have to be oppressed. You cannot be in office if you're not oppressed, according to the Democrat Party. But anyway, I knew it was going to be Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, they're going to be running, and then everyone else who can claim feminism and minority and whatever else. Anyway, but yeah, so people are saying stuff, and she's like, and they're attacking me because they don't like me, but it's because I'm a black woman and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, it's because you're talking trash. You're trying to cause violence. You don't like our president. You're saying bad things about our country. You want to start a war. And the fact that I can't find that clip on YouTube, and the reason it's like, that's interesting. It seems like they're trying to hide that because they know that if that gets out, it's going to be a big issue. I did see some stuff about it on Twitter, but I had to look it up, and there were only a few people who were talking about it, which was really concerning. And then the stuff that I could find on YouTube was basically saying, and there was an article on The Hill as well, and I'm going to link them all below in case you're curious, but the article on The Hill was trying to make the president look bad. The president is basically like a white supremacist who isn't doing enough for whatever. And it's saying Elon said this, but that's because that's who he is. And it's like, no, I'm going to steal one of my favorite lines whenever I see certain things that are just absolute nonsense. Homie, don't play that. You can try to say whatever you want. You can think whatever you want. But Elon, look, you are the terrorist. You're the problem. You're trying to cause violence and hate. And you're saying that the Muslims are being attacked more because of the way that the president's acting. And you're trying to say, but we know what we could do. You want to talk about dog whistling? She's like straight on, like, I think she's saying in the most obvious terms that if people are too scared to come out because they're worried about the repercussions of what's going to happen for saying that a woman said something that she shouldn't have said and a Muslim says something that they shouldn't have said or whatever, then wow, yeah, let's just go ahead and sit back and let the robbers just come into the house and take whatever they want, because we don't want to hurt their feelings and saying that, we understand that they're the oppressed ones. Let's go ahead and just roll out the red carpet for the robbers. Really, I mean, just do as you please, because we're too scared to say something to you and to tell you that what you're doing is not okay. Yeah, our country is about to be at war because we have people like her in Congress and they're saying basically, like, even all of the Democrats, they're saying the justice is not served. We can't rely on these investigations and whatever, and we're not okay with the Mueller report. We can't trust him. We're gonna have to subpoena him now and take him and try to take him down because he didn't give us the answers that we want. We cannot rely on the system, so we're gonna take the system down. Even though the fact of the matter is that the Democrats are corrupt. People have been feeding them stories, and they fell for it, and the media went with it, and they let everybody down a wild goose chase. And rather than take accountability for what's really going on, they're trying to make more excuses and to continue to push the line, because then what else are they going to do? They've been lying to you for so many years. They're the real news people, and so they think that that's what they have to do to get out of this hole. But in my opinion, if you want people to actually listen to you and people to start believing you, why don't you try go back to journalism and actually like do your homework before you start saying things and reporting things as facts. You guys made these accusations, and it's like you're supposed to guilty after, innocent to proven guilty, right? You guys said the president was guilty before you even had any information because you thought you knew something that someone supposedly told you, when all they were really doing, in fact, was trying to keep the president tied up in legal things so that he couldn't get anything focused. We couldn't be focusing on policy and what was really going on and trying to make the country better. No, we're going to make him to be this bad guy and continue to paint this fake narrative because we can't handle the truth. I mean, how ridiculous are they? I am disgusted with the people who are pushing these narratives, and who are, we have to let the minority speak. We have to let the oppressed speak and whatever. And it's just funny because everyone's tripping over themselves because they're all so oppressed. Everyone's oppressed. Women are oppressed, and then the transgenders are oppressed, and it's like who gets to be the bigger one? And now people can't decide. And it's like, LGBTQ, except for Muslims, aren't okay with that. And so then, because they're not okay with that, we have to figure out which one's going to win these things or whatever. And it's like, no, no, stop telling people that they get to have a special box to talk on because of their, race, gender, whatever. How about we go back to the MLK days when it's like, judge people by the content of their character, not the color of their skin. Not their religious background, not their whatever. How about what they have to say? And I'm sorry, but like, I'm really upset right now when I get put into a box because I'm a woman, because I'm a Latino, because I fit whatever demographic. No, I'm not a feminist. That's to me. And then to say, oh, I'm in support of Trump and Hillary, and like, I feel like people have a bad idea of what women are because of what they're hearing from the media, and so they're also putting things into a box, and that's not how women are. I mean, I think there's such a divide between who's what, and I think it's sad that like when you can look at someone, you could be like, oh, liberal, oh, this, and you could tell. I mean, people who actually like care for themselves and care about the whatever, And this is not always true, but I'm just saying, like, in general, people who aren't pushovers, whatever, it's like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I know that and I don't want to categorize anybody because I know better than that. I know better than categorizing people into putting them into a box and labeling them, because not everyone's going to fit that. And to make assumptions based on, you know, appearances or certain things is just, it's so counterproductive. So Ilhan Omar, she needs to be taken out of office. I'm saying it. I don't care. I'm not too scared to say she needs to go. We don't need any radical Muslims in office when they're causing problems. She's causing problems. Screw Ilhan Omar. Screw you, Ilhan. Not because you're black, not because you're a woman, not because you're a Muslim, but because of the things that you say and the way that you act and the things that you do. And by the way, I'm sorry I'm yelling. I'm sorry, and it's not whatever. But her going into the elevator saying, when they were asking about Obama versus Trump, I'm linking this in the description too. I hope you watch it because it's only like less than a minute. She's ignoring, she has such a nasty attitude with this reporter that's trying to ask her about the comparison between Obama and Trump, whenever she said that Obama was easily as bad and, you know, for all the drone bombings in Syria. And she does not want to talk to the reporter, so she has someone there, and the person's trying to like pretend talk to her like, you know how you do whenever you're trying to act like you're busy. And she's just so like closed off and acting like, oh, I don't have time for this. And then finally, right when the elevator's coming up or what, she's waiting at the elevator, she's like, he said, so do you feel like there's a similarity between the two presidents? And she goes, absolutely not. Absolutely not. One is human and the other is not. And she gives like this absolute utter look of disgust. And to say that our president is not a human and he's inhumane and he's not even a human, you're saying he's other, he's not human. That's how wars start. You're making that characterization, and you said it before that mosque attack, okay? You were already saying these things about our president. If you don't even think our own president is human, and you don't like the leader of our country, and you have a problem with our country, then yeah, you definitely don't need to be in Congress. Goodbye, Elon. Goodbye. You know, you're a little frail freaking behind girl. I get that you're a refugee and you had a really bad upbringing, but so did I. I know I'm not a refugee and whatever, but I had some crap stuff too. And you know, to say when people, oh, white people this and white people that. First of all, yeah, I know I'm a mixed person, whatever. But I grew up with white people and black people, and I grew up in a very, very poor neighborhood. And there is such a thing as poor white people, disadvantaged white people as well, and Mexicans in every race. It's not about your race that makes you, whether or not you suffer inequality. It's about, I think it's more about your financial standing and what your pay stuff is. Like, yeah, if you have a lot of money, then yeah, you have certain privileges. But if you're poor, poor does not see color. And I know see color is so stupid, but really, like, poor does not judge you based on your color. Any color can be poor, and any color can be disadvantaged. Any color can have a hard time. And just to say that it's one race, one whatever, no, it cuts across all socioeconomic statuses. And yeah, so no. I'm not buying what you're selling. And for anyone in office who's too scared to call it like it is, quit being cowards. Our country needs strong leaders who are not afraid to call out the BS. So knock it off. We need some real leaders who aren't going down wild goose chases and trying to make everybody look stupid because they believe stupid stuff. Fake Russia. And come after what the real nonsense is. When you have a person in office like Elon who's saying terrorist comments, she needs to be taken out of office, and minimally, she definitely needs to be locked up. And she does not need to be talking at these places where she's trying to incite violence. She's the one that's trying to incite violence by acting like a victim. Knock it off, Elon. I'm not interested. We're not buying it. We don't want terrorists. We're trying to bring our country together. And if you're trying to say people are victims and other people need to be attacked and, you know, trying to make other people look bad so that you can make yourself look good and your side look good, you're the problem. You need to go. make America great again, because letting people like you, radical terrorist, is a problem, and you need to go. Not having that. That's exactly why I put a ban on, because people like you who are trying to run our country into the ground and expect more, want more, do more, whatever. You're the reason why he did that, because he does not want any terrorists in our country, and clearly you are a terrorist. Goodbye.